Yo, what's good everyone? Today I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite NHL DFS plays for this Wednesday, November 1st slate. We got ourselves 4 games here tonight where I'm going to go through a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and then we'll wrap up the video with 3 low-priced options or sub 4K forward plays. With that being said, let's dive right into this. And let's kick things off here by breaking down the 4 games that we got here tonight. The first one, we got Buffalo heading into Philadelphia to take on the Flyers with an over-under of 6.5 goals there. We got the Stars taking on the Flames with an over-under of 6 goals. Blues taking on the Avalanche with an over-under of 6.5. And then the Coyotes at Ducks with another 6.5 over-under. And then here's a quick schedule update for this week. NHL video here today and tomorrow. And then my NHL DFS videos are coming out on Friday and Saturday, so make sure you stay tuned for those. Alright, now let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight, and the first one being that first line for the Colorado Avalanche. We got Nathan MacKinnon centering Mikko Rantanen and Artturi Lehkonen. After losing back-to-back games for nothing, the Avalanche put Mikko back up on that first line with MacKinnon. There's a lot of familiarity and chemistry there. Those two have been playing together for quite some time. It's obviously a very expensive line stack here, so you're going to have to find some spend-down options throughout the rest of your lineup, but there's a lot of upside here with these 3, especially in a matchup like this at home against the St. Louis Blues, who rank dead last in the NHL right now in a Corsi percentage, close to 39%, whereas the Avs rank 4th overall in the NHL at 56%. Plus, this line has a lot of correlation here. Not only will these 3 play big minutes together 5-on-5, but all 3 play up on the number 1 power play too. Now, one of the cheaper line stacks that stuck out to me for tonight was that second line for the Buffalo Sabres. You got Casey Middlestead centering Jeff Skinner and JJ Peterka, but there's actually quite a few line stacks that I like on this 4-game slate tonight. What was sticking out to me was the Coyotes first, the Dallas Stars second with the Duchesne line, the Ducks first or second, or the Flyers first or third. I think all of those line stacks are going to be in play for me here tonight, even though it is just a 4-game slate, and I'll be targeting power play stacks as well. But again, this was a cheaper line stack that stuck out to me for tonight, and they've only played together their last 2 games, but in those 2 games, they truly have been very good, having racked up 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points in those 2 games. Plus, they've had an expected goal percentage of 81.3%. That would lead this entire Buffalo Sabres team on the season. Again, a small sample size here, but it's early in the season, and that's really what we have to work with. Now, you're going to see Skinner play up on the number 1 power play, and then Peterka and Middlestead play down on the number 2 power play, but I do like that all 3 of those guys are getting time on the special teams. Now folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. We're 13 subs away from getting to 3,500. Let's try and get there today. Every like, comment, and sub on this channel truly does help us out quite a bit. You guys have been awesome so far this year, and I really do appreciate it. Now let's dive into these individual plays. And we're going to kick off these individual plays here with the forwards. First guy that I got here is Frank Vatrano of the Anaheim Ducks, priced at $6,800 tonight in a good matchup at home against the Arizona Coyotes. Look, Frank Vatrano has been awesome so far this year. 9 goals so far in 9 games. That actually leads the NHL with Alex DeBrincat. He's got 1 assist as well, and he's 5th in the NHL in expected goals, so these aren't just coming by accident. He's actually getting some good opportunity. He leads this Ducks team in shot attempts with 56 and shots on goal with 31. You're going to see him play on that second line tonight and up on the number 1 power play, and like I said earlier, I really like either one of the top 2 lines tonight for the Anaheim Ducks or just stacking up their power play. Now, on the other side of that game between the Ducks and Coyotes, I like targeting that first line and even more so the number 1 power play for the Coyotes tonight. I highlighted Nick Schmaltz here at $5,600 because I think that's a good price for him. He's tied for the team lead in points with 8 through 8 games, where he's racked up 2 goals and 6 assists. But the reason I like targeting that number 1 power play for the Coyotes is because the Anaheim Ducks right now lead the entire NHL in minor penalties taken, where they're averaging 4.4 per game. And then I'm going to stick in this game here between the Ducks and Coyotes, going back to another Ducks player here in Mason McTavish, where he's priced at $5,300. Just like Frank Vatrano, he's been off to a terrific start this year. He's racked up 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points in 9 games. Again, playing on that second line with Vatrano, but plays up on the number 1 power play. And again, we can target that number 1 power play for the Ducks tonight because the Coyotes have really struggled on the penalty kill this year, hitting at just a 74%. That's the 7th worst so far, and they're averaging getting 4.5 minor penalties themselves this year. Definitely no stranger to the penalty box. And then another forward that I like here at $5,300 tonight is Cam Atkinson of the Philadelphia Flyers. Good matchup at home here against the Buffalo Sabres, and honestly, I like that first line for the Flyers once again tonight. You got Couturier in the upper 4K range, Owen Tippett right at $5,000. I think they're still a little too cheap considering the upside they offer, so we can definitely stack them up. But Atkinson has been good himself, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points in 9 games, playing up on that first line and number 1 power play. And then a forward play that stuck out to me here in the 4K range was Matt Duchene of the Dallas Stars. He's an even $4,000 tonight in a matchup on the road against the Calgary Flames, and he started to find his groove here over the last 3 games, racking up 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. He's actually hit 12 plus DraftKings points now in 3 of his last 4 games. That's 3x value considering the price right now. Certainly don't mind that at all. Currently playing on that second line and number 2 power play, and makes for a nice little cheap mini stack with Tyler Seguin. Now, moving over here to the defenseman, and one guy I would be willing to spend up for here tonight is Sean Durzi of the Arizona Coyotes, priced at $6,000 again in a matchup on the road against the Anaheim Ducks. He's truly been off to a terrific start this season, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points in 8 games. Not bad at all for a defenseman, playing around 24 minutes per night and up on that Coyotes number 1 power play. And again, that's really what I like targeting here, because this Ducks team, no stranger to the penalty box, averaging 5.4 penalties per game. And are you sick of me talking about Travis Sanheim here yet? Well, I'm going back to him again tonight at this price of $5,300, again in a matchup at home against the Buffalo Sabres. Yes, his price does continue to go up, but he's still been fantastic really all year long, logging big minutes for this Flyers team, playing around 24 minutes per night. He's got 1 goal, 7 assists, 8 points through 9 games, and playing up on the number 1 power play, plus logging big minutes on the penalty kill. Truly a guy who can rack up DraftKings points in a number of different ways. The next guy I got on my list here then is Devon Toews of the Colorado Avalanche, priced at $4,300 here tonight in a matchup at home against the St. Louis Blues. He's been off to a quiet start this season, but still a guy who logs 22 plus minutes per night, gets on the number 2 power play for the Avalanche, and does play on the penalty kill. Now, Cale Makar missed practice yesterday, as well as Bowen Byram. It sounds like one of those guys could play here tonight, but their head coach and Jared Bednar did not tell us who that was going to be. So if Makar ends up being out tonight, Toews should get time on that number 1 power play, and then I'd like him even more. But even so, at this price, I do think he's offering some nice value. He's quietly put up 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points in 8 games, averaging about a half point per game, but I know the upside is a lot more than what he's shown so far this year. And then dipping into the 3K range here, if you're looking to save some money at the defenseman position, I like Cam Fowler here at $3,500. Now, ice time is never going to be an issue with Fowler, a guy who logs around 24 plus minutes per game. He very well could log 28 minutes tonight, and I would not be surprised. Does get time on that number 1 power play and plays big minutes on the penalty kill, and he's a really cheap stacking piece with that McTavish line, or again, that number 1 power play for the Ducks. And then I got a couple of goaltenders here for you, and if I'm looking to spend up tonight, I like Jake Ottinger of the Dallas Stars, priced at $8,000 in a matchup on the road against the Calgary Flames. Ottinger's been awesome so far this year with a 4-0-1 record, a goals allowed average of 1.74, and a save percentage of .940. If he keeps those numbers up, he is truly going to be a Vezina favorite when all is said and done this year. You can see he's averaging close to 20 DraftKings points per game, and the Stars are road favorites here at -135. Plus, the Calgary Flames have really struggled out the gate this year. They have the 4th lowest goals per game this season at 2.11 per game. And then if I'm looking to save some money here at the goalie position tonight, I like Lucas Dostal here of the Anaheim Ducks, priced at $7,300 again in a matchup at home against the Arizona Coyotes. Honestly, I think he could be priced in the $7,600 to $7,900 range, so I'll take him here at this price of $7,300. He's also been off to a solid start this year with a 4-1-0 record, save percentage of .921, and a goals allowed average of 2.79. He's definitely got that high upside that you're looking for in tournaments or GPPs, but honestly, I think he's fine in cash games tonight too. And as always, gonna wrap up this video here with 3 low-priced options or sub 4K forward plays, and I'm going back to 3 guys that I've highlighted quite a bit so far this year. Hey, look, as long as DraftKings isn't changing the pricing on these guys in the 3K range, you're gonna see me continue to highlight them, barring they don't fall off a cliff in terms of statistics, but that hasn't been the case here for Wyatt Johnston. 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points for the Dallas Stars this year. Still too cheap in my opinion at $3,900. In just his last 4 games here, he's shown the upside that he offers. He did have one game at 1.5 DraftKings points, but the other 3 games, 12.8 DraftKings points, 17.8 DraftKings points, and 31.4 DraftKings points. Not bad at all for a guy priced here in the 3K range, and you're going to see him play on that third line tonight and up on the number 2 power play. The next guy I got here then is Ryan Johansson of the Colorado Avalanche. Plays on that second line, but plays up on the number 1 power play, and I like the price here at $3,800. He has thrived on the Avalanche power play so far this year. He's racked up 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 points on the season, and of those 5 points, 4 of them have come on the power play. So again, that's really where I'm targeting him, but overall, he's been shooting the puck more, playing big minutes for the Avalanche in general, and again, at this price here, $3,800, I think he offers too much upside to ignore. And then the last guy that I got there is Lale Carlson of the Anaheim Ducks, priced at $3,500 here tonight. I like that he's centering that first line with Troy Terry and Trevor Zegras, especially considering all 3 of those guys play together on the Ducks' number 2 power play. I definitely think we can stack them up here tonight, but Carlson has truly looked good in the games that he's played so far this year. In the 5 games that he has played, he's racked up 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points, showing an upside of 18 DraftKings points, but I definitely think there's a higher ceiling there. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 4-game slate. And in the meantime, I'm out of here.